Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Matt Modi with OddsJam, and in this video, I'm just giving out some of my last-minute bets for the Monday Night Football game tonight between the Baltimore Ravens and the New Orleans Saints. So we have Ravens at Saints. Ravens are the favorite here, despite being pretty banged up, missing Mark Andrews and Gus Edwards, but they are the better team. They have the 5-3 record at the Saints, who are 3-5, coming off of a shutout victory of the Raiders last week. So without further ado, let's get into it. What I'm going to be doing, just going through my favorite bets that I found on the OddsJam positive expected value page. There's one main line, meaning money line, spread, or total. There's one another alternate market bet, and then I have 3 player props for you guys. All bets I really like, think they are sharp, mathematically profitable bets. So let's get into it. I'll start with the main line first, and I'm actually riding with the under 47 in the game tonight. Saints Ravens under 47. This is at minus 110 at Ballybet. So I'm going to go ahead and put a full unit on this one. Under 47, $100 on this one. I thought I logged in. I guess I did not. Let me log in real quick. But I'm going to put a full unit on this one, $100 on the under 47 in the Ravens versus Saints. Of course, they have to verify my location, even though I do this every single day, but I normally never have problems with my location on Ballybet, which is good. But while that is waiting, I'll talk to you, about why I like the bet. Number one, it's positive EV. It's minus 110 at Ballybet. The OddsJam Novik line, it calculates this to be minus 111.5, essentially, minus 111.43. And look where all the other books price it. So for totals, like any mainline bet, like a total, a spread, a money line, it's going to be difficult to find a bigger edge because those markets are so heavily bet. But any edge you can find on those markets are extremely valuable. So here's one, minus 110 at Ballybet. And look where the other sportsbooks price it. Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, minus 123. And then we see like all the other onshore books, minus 120, minus 123, minus 110, or minus 120, minus 118, minus 125. All of the other books have the under as the favored scenario. Even the slight books like Circa and PlayUp still favor the under just slightly. But if you view the event page in a new tab and you pull up where every sportsbook prices this total, here is where you can see, let me zoom out a little bit just for this part. Here is where you can see why they're such a big value, because like the sharp sports books are up here, if you scroll all the way up, Bookmaker, Bet Online, Pinnacle, they all price it at 46.5, and they all favor the under. Bet Online and Bookmaker have the under priced at 46.5, so a half point lower than what we got it at 47, and they favor the under. They favor the under as the more likely scenario. They have the under priced at minus 115. They have the over priced at minus 105, favoring the under. And then Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, prices this total a full point lower at 46 at even money each way, minus 107 each way. So beating the closing line, beating the total by a point or half a point might not seem like a lot, understandably, but trust me, beating it can literally be the difference between losing money and making money. If you're beating the closing line by even a half point, your win percentage can go from 50% up to 55%, which at minus 110 odds is literally the difference between not making money and making money. And trust me, if this total lands at exactly 46, you'll feel like a genius, because this bet would have pushed. Or if it lands at exactly 47, this bet would have pushed. The bet that I actually took would have pushed, while all the other bets would have lost. So getting it as like beating the closing line, getting the numbers, total as high as possible and under as low as possible, stuff like that, incredibly important to being profitable in the long run. So this is the first bet for tonight, the under 47 minus 110 at Ballybet. So let me just add that one to my bet tracker, and let me refresh the page, make sure that I'm getting the most up-to-date lines. Looks like we're still good to go here. So let me zoom in again. The next play we're looking at is the Saints first half plus 0.5. So basically they're not losing, or it's either tied or they're winning at halftime. Just they're not losing. Minus 110 at FanDuel. And similar logic here. Look where all the other books price it. Literally across the board in the minus 120s. Minus 120 across the board. And then Bet Online minus 125. Pinnacle minus 123. So even more favored than all the books that have it at minus 120. So this is another bet that I like a lot. I'm not going to put a full unit on it. I'm just going to put a half unit on this one, but I do think that it's a very good play. Saints first half spread plus half, $50 on this one. No big line prices it at essentially minus 113. If you want to round up, we got it at minus 110 at FanDuel. So let me add this one to my bet tracker, $50 here. So that is it for all the non-player props. Now what I have left are player prop bets. And I'll start with the one that's actually my favorite one. And it's this Alvin Kamara over 4.5 receptions, minus 130 at Betfred. So look at the odds where every other book prices it. Tipico's kind of close at minus 140. But then look, minus 156, minus 130, minus 160, minus 165, minus 152, minus 153. Just across the board, pricing it between minus 150, minus 160, something like that. And we can get it 30 cents lower at Betfred at minus 130. Now, the minus 130 odds are not my favorite in the world. Normally, I don't like betting stuff that high. That's about the highest I'll go. But for odds as good as that, I thought that it was a good play. For an outlier as good as that, I should say, I thought it was good. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Betfred and lock this one in. This is a full unit play. I'm going to put $100 on this one. We're looking at receiving props and Alvin Kamara receptions over 4.5. I'm going to put a full unit on this one, $100 here. That bet has been placed. So let me add this one to my bet tracker. For handicapping purposes, I like this one a lot. The Ravens are below average at defending running backs through the air. And Alvin Kamara, just fresh off of 3-4 touchdowns last week. With the injuries the Saints have suffered on offense, Michael Thomas is out for the year. Jarvis Landry is probably out for the year. It's really just Kamara and Chris Olave for the receivers that they have. So I like this one. I think it makes sense from a handicapping perspective, and it's an awesome plus EV play. So this is my first player prop, my third play for tonight. And then finally, I'm going to round it out with Devin Duvernay over 43.5 receiving yards, minus 110 at Bet365. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3/4 of a unit on this one. Not quite a full unit McSlam, but still a good play. We're looking at Devin Duvernay over his receiving yardage prop. And this one, I'll get back to the math in a second, but this one I like a lot for handicapping purposes as well, just because who is left? 43.5, I believe that's right. Yes, so $75 on this one. Who is left on the Ravens to pass to? Mark Andrews is out for this game. Rashad Bateman is out for the year. Even their starting running back is out for this game, and Gus Edwards, so I put $75 on this one. And Duvernay's actually been pretty good with the Ravens. Now, the Saints have a good defense. If he gets the Lattimore treatment, it might be tough sledding for him. But like I said, the Saints have a good defense, and he's just going to be their number one target. There's really nobody else for the Ravens to throw to. So Devin Duvernay, I like over 43.5. It's minus 110 at Bet365. The Novig line prices this at about minus 117. And look across the board, right? So some sportsbooks are closer, minus 113, minus 115, minus 120. But DraftKings, minus 140. Pinnacle, minus 127. And then if you open this up in a new tab, again, like we did with the total, pulls up where every sportsbook prices his receiving total. And what we can see here is two sportsbooks, Tipico and BetRivers, price it a yard higher at 44.5, and BetOnline prices it 2 yards higher at 45.5, and they heavily favor it to go over at minus 143. So all in all, this is a really good play. The Devin Duvernay one over 43.5. You can also get it if you don't have Bet365. You can get it at FanDuel at minus 113, and I'd still put 3/4 of a unit on it. Still a good play there. But that is going to be it for this video for my last minute props for Monday Night Football tonight. So if you are tailing these, let me know. Comment on the video. Let me know you're tailing. Other than that, appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.